Всем привет! Сегодня у нас видео с игроком, который будет на драфте НБА 2020. Я думаю, что многим молодым ребятам, которые занимаются баскетболом, интересно посмотреть на путь какого-то игрока, который с момента, когда он только начал заниматься баскетболом, до его первых успехов, попадания в какие-то крупные команды или клубы, и как в итоге игрок оказывается в НБА. Потому что среди европейских игроков не так уж и много каких-то интервью или открытых историй, как в итоге игроки попадают в Национальную баскетбольную ассоциацию. И в сегодняшнем видео мы расскажем историю баскетболиста из Грузии, Сандро Мамукелашвили, который в 21 год успел поиграть в 3 разных странах, в Грузии, в Италии и в Америке. И Сандро расскажет свой путь, как он дошел до того, что им заинтересовались скауты НБА, с какими сложностями он столкнулся на своем пути. И вообще расскажет о себе и подробно расскажет свою историю. Я думаю, что это видео обязательно к просмотру всем молодым баскетболистам, которые ставят перед собой какие-то большие цели в спорте. Sandro, for those who don't know you very well or who never heard of you, can you tell a bit more about your story? I know that you played in 3 different countries. You are from country of Georgia, then you played in Italy, you are playing currently in America, you played in high school, you play in Division I college. Can you tell more about yourself, how you moved between Georgia, Italy, America, and just like the main things so people would get an idea of who you are?
So I was born in New York, but when I was really young, my mom decided to go back home, like where she was working. My father was working there, so it was kind of like they were visiting here, visiting US when I was born. So we went back home. I was a couple of months old, and around 7, I started playing basketball because of my brother and my grandma. They both played basketball. Just started in a little club, nothing serious, it was just for fun. But, like around 10, I started to take it more serious. I loved it, I loved doing it. So I basically went to a bigger club in Georgia, which had better facilities, better coaches, so I could kind of expand my game. And, when I was 14, like one of my friends knew Nema. And kind of like we got connected through him, and he kind of set up workouts for me in Europe. And I feel like it was crucial for me to leave because, Georgia is a small country and the competition is not that good. You always play the same guy. So if you want to kind of move to the next level, you gotta move. So Nema got me a couple of workouts. It went good. I came back, so I waited for him, and he worked his magic. Kind of said that Biella was interested, and we even didn't think about it. We just went because, as I said, my family took it serious. I took it serious. So for us, it was a blessing to have the opportunity to leave. So I went over to Biella, amazing place. Probably best 2 years I ever had. Going was hard. People gotta understand that if you want to leave, it won't be easy. You go into a different country where you don't know the language, you don't know the people, but if you love the game, you're gonna do it. It's all about loving the game and loving the process, what comes with it. So basically left. It was really hard at the beginning. Didn't know Italian, didn't have friends, so kind of learned a lot, but in a half a year, I already was kind of decent in Italian. I understand what they were saying, and the game was getting a lot better for me because, I had a great coach, Federico Ganna, so he kind of taught me a lot. So I went through the process kind of for 2 years. Played Adidas Next Generation Tournament in Rome with Stella Azzurra. Also went to like 3 finali nazionali or 4 finali nazionali. It was the best part when you enjoy the game and everybody around you kind of enjoys the game too. So definitely, I love Biella, great spot, but the same happened there. I had to go pro and play for like a EuroLeague, Euro Cup team, or I had to go and choose. Like a college, high school career where, for me, if I wanted to go to NBA, I feel like I had to come to high school because that was my goal. That was my dream, to play high school basketball. And once Mount Ver reached out, it was no brainer. Like I was like, okay, I gotta leave. Left, went to Mount Ver for a year. Amazing coach, Kevin Boyle. I feel like he taught me a lot too. Kind of always stayed in the gym with him in the mornings. Great guy, worked out with him, had a lot of offers. When you go to high school like Mount Verde, you have automatically a lot of offers because people see you. So played with RJ, Andrew, Leakey, all the good players, Marcus, and Seton Hall was kind of showing the most love. Like they always came to practice, showed me loyalty. Kevin Willard is a really good coach, so I decided to go to Seton Hall. My freshman year was kind of shaky. I was learning. I had seniors in the team. But, from my sophomore year, he gave me that trust. He gave me my minutes. And, it just kind of built from there.
Sandro, and can you tell a bit more about level of basketball, youth basketball in Italy? Because everyone knows that Spain is big time. And if you want to go to play somewhere in Europe, everyone mostly thinks about Spain or Serbia. And Italy, I would say, is... not underrated, but not highlighted enough. Can you tell a bit more how Italy is good for development of the players, what level is there, and so on?
So I feel like Italy kind of is a great place to live, first of all, with the people, people kind of are all around you. They're nice, and the basketball schools are really good. Not schools, the clubs. Every club who has a tough team in Serie A or Serie A2 has a great developing program, and their main goal is to get you to their first team. So basically, I feel like going in, they invest everything in you, and it is underrated because Spain has a name and Serbia has a name too. But I feel like you got to understand with Italy that there are a lot of good coaches, and people don't notice that. And I feel like it gives you all types of platform because if you know what's Finale Nazionale, it just kind of like, it's a great tournament where a lot of people attend, a lot of scouts come. And I feel like Italy gives you all types of stuff, what Serbia and Spain can give you. You travel to every game, and it's amazing travel for like 14-year-old kid. Everything like food, housing, basketball, I feel like they take care of everything together, and it's a great place to be. So I feel like people gotta just kind of give it more value to Italy than other places.
And when you came from Italy to the States, was it a hard adjustment, first of all, basketball-wise? Because you came to top basketball school, which is I don't know, whether number one, number hard. Two, number three. How you adjusted, and what were your main difficulties in adjustment?
For sure, coming here was hard as hell. Playing with top prospects in the state. It was kind of hard. Everybody had high expectation on our team, and kind of Coach Boyle was so good, and he just kind of knew everything about basketball. But, you know, speed of the game and the way they play game here is so much different. In Europe, it's more structured, you know, the basketball is more slower. Here, the pace is so much faster. It just kind of goes on and on and on and on, and they don't stop. And I feel like the organized basketball stops here. It's more like kind of one-on-one, and if you go through your man and help come, you just dish. You know what I'm saying? So it's more kind of like ISO game here. So I feel like in a shooting game, you got to shoot, you got to know how to play one-on-one basically here, and it's a lot faster. You get the rebound, they push, you run. It's all about running. And back in Europe, everything is so kind of structured, you know, like you got sets, you know, you kind of run everything, and you just find better pass, better shot, you know, extra pass. And here it's kind of like all over the place. So when you come here, you got to have that mentality that you got to go and work for it, you know. Ain't nobody gonna give it to you, because everybody knows how to play when you go to Mount Verde. So you've got to have that mentality. You should be strong enough to kind of sometimes take it on yourself, play selfish, but not selfish as for you, but, you know, go one-on-one sometimes, kind of, you know, develop your game, because a lot of people are kind of selfish. And the best part about my group, nobody was selfish at Mount Verde. But like when you go camps, the big camps where in America, they all kind of play for themselves. So you got to understand that coming here, you got to be tough mentally, because everybody will try you and everybody going to go one-on-one. So you got to be capable. You got to be able to defend good, you know, and kind of play one-on-one.
And when you went to college from high school, was it a hard adjustment, and what were the difficulties between high school and college basketball?
The hardest part about college is depends which program you go to, but sometimes, you know, you got seniors, juniors who are ahead of you, and they kind of paid their dues. They already set, they watched the game, they learned, and now it's your turn, you know. So going in, if you're not highly ranked recruit, going into kind of Kansas or North Carolina or, you know, Duke, it's hard as a freshman, you know. You really got to adjust, you got to learn the speed of the game there, and mostly physicality, you know. In college, everybody's so physical, you got to be physically ready to play. So definitely a really big adjustment from high school to college's physical game, and like the atmosphere, you know. Like college games, you got 19,000 people in attendance, and high school games, you probably got 2,000. So definitely a big adjustment, and kind of physicality, and the way the game's played is really different. So going in, if you're not highly ranked, you should not put your head down. That's where you learn how to work hard. That's where you learn how to depend on yourself and kind of sacrifice yourself for the team. First sit, and then kind of go crazy, and kind of, you know, whatever you work to just show.
And tell a bit more about your typical day at university, because when you play on such high level, it's basically same as professional sport. You have a lot of practices, it's very serious, and how you combine it with your studies, like how your usual day looks like.
So around, I want to say 7:45, you wake up, go to weight room, you know, lift weights, kind of just get ready for the day. After weights, you go to class. You got 2 classes every day. Kind of take care of the classes. And then from there on, it's all about basketball. You watch film first for probably hour and a half. Depends if you played bad or good. Then it's after film, you go and you stretch, you get taped, all that stuff. You head out to practice around 3 hours and a half every day. After practice, you gotta stretch, you gotta go get an ice bath, hot tub, whatever you need. And after you go home, and it's every day the same thing almost. But sometimes instead of lifting, you go shooting in the morning. So definitely 2 workouts every day, 1 large and one hard practice, and 1 kind of light practice, and in between, and definitely study hall. If you got a lot of work, we got people who help us. So you go to study hall and kind of for an hour and a half, do your work and go home.
What do you think separates you from other young players who tried to go similar path to leave Georgia or to leave their country, go to Europe, go to States, and basically you are right now one step away from getting to the NBA, and some kids who are maybe even similar talent as you didn't get even close to what you achieved. Why do you think you got there and some didn't? What like separates you from others?
First of all, I feel like I just didn't give up. A lot of people, as soon as it gets hard, they just kind of like, you know, I'm done. Like it's hard, I'm done, and they just kind of go back and trying to figure out something else and find the easy way. But there's no easy way. Like people gotta understand there's no easy way. If you want to achieve something, there will be always bumps in the road, which you gotta kind of, you know, go through them. You got to find a way. So definitely I give credit to my family because of that, because every time I thought it was too hard, they made it look easy. So not even easy, but they found a way. So definitely my family kind of helped me out. And I feel like every guy who's going through something, they got to have family who kind of supports them, and that kind of helps you a lot. Also, the people. I got lucky with the people. Like, for example, Nam, Fede, Dana, my coach, Coach Boyle, like whoever I met, they were kind of like so helpful and there for me. You know, Frank, so always there for me, you know, always helped me. So definitely the people I met where I got lucky, you know, definitely one thing. And, you know, I feel like it's also mental. Going somewhere, you struggle mentally at first, but I feel like you got to just fight it. So definitely, I think 3 things that helped me a lot are those: the mentality, the people I met, you know, and not giving up, but also kind of work hard. You know, the first rule of getting somewhere is working hard. So you can't just kind of, you know, go over the rule of working hard and expect something to happen. So definitely, I realized that once I came to America that I had like, you gotta constantly every single day do extra. You know, if you want to be the best player, you got to do the best. Like you got to do a lot of stuff. And I feel like people don't realize that. You know, people think one time they go to practice and then they're good, you know, for the rest of the day. But no, go twice, go 3 times, do something at home, you know. And definitely that's what helped me. You know, I constantly try to get better. And once you get that mentality where you try to get better, that's what will kind of help you separate from the others. And, you know, and then, you know, with the faith, with God with you, everything will be possible because you're going to be on the right track.
Друзья, вот такая история Сандро Мамукелашвили. И если у вас есть вопросы какие-то к Сандро, то обязательно пишите их в комментариях. Мы Сандро эти вопросы спросим, и он на них ответит. Если у вас есть вопросы по видео, тоже пишите их в комментариях. Подписывайтесь на наш канал, чтобы быть в курсе и других таких интересных видео о баскетболистах, выступающих в Америке, в Европе и, в принципе, об спорте и обучении за рубежом. Спасибо, что посмотрели это видео до конца, и увидимся с вами в следующих роликах.